Yep, folks, as the mood organ just brings me into the screen. This is your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore. Okay. Hmm. Halloween came early. I could try. I was thinking of trying how many ways I could try to massage this thing and make it look better than what it was. But no, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it for what it was, folks. Houston Texans went to U.S. Bank Stadium today, to Minneapolis, Minnesota, to face the Minnesota Vikings. The Houston Texans carried a 2-0 record against the 2-0 Minnesota Vikings today. The Houston Texans will leave Minneapolis, Minnesota today with a 2-1 record because they got their heinies kicked all up and down the field, every way but loose. And the odd thing about it, or the strange thing about it, it was some ex-Texans players that were standing at the front of the line, just couldn't wait. Put it like this. Now, some of y'all out there are probably not going to relate to what this scenarios that I'm about to break out, and some of y'all will. And of course, those of you don't, if you have children, you might want to, think about some of these because I get to deal with some of these folks when they attitudes go bad, go bad doing when they misbehave in school. But anyway, the situations you remember. Let me case in scenario one. Remember when you've done something bad and your parents go tell you, go in there and bring that belt back to me. I know about that one real well. You remember scenario number two, those that like to use switches and they'll tell you, go out there and get me a switch off that tree. And now here's the caveat to that. You bet not come back with something too small, and you bet not be acting like you didn't understand. You better come back with something that was going to be that was going to get your attention. And to me, I always found that just I think that walk was probably that was probably the longest walk any child can make. Got to go out and get their own chastisement tool and bring it back because they know they're getting ready to get it. Or scenario number three. Oh, let's go back. I just made me think about this scenario number two. Some of those folks that had scenario number two and did not come back with the proper tools of discipline. Well, here's what happened. Whoever was administering the corporal punishment at that time took it upon themselves to go outside, and that's where the problem came in. Because they could not get that tree branch in the house. So they just stretched in. And you understand what I say? They reached inside, yank your behind outside, and commenced to taking a branch out of an oak tree and just beating your behind with it. That was scenario number two. Scenario number three is that they just look at you and just start screaming and you're not sure if they was trying to scream the exorcist out of you or scream the devil out of you. That was scenario number three. Scenario number four, and hopefully nobody probably didn't have to experience this, but I know, and it didn't happen to me now, but I do know for a fact that those black number 9, number 12 skillets that you fried chicken in, those still good for frying fish and all the other things. Those have been used for other things other than frying fish or frying chicken or cooking okra or anything. They went quite well upside some people's heads. Reality of life. But those particular folks, they turned out quite well. No, I'm not advocating all of that. I'm not trying to tell folks how to go raise their children. However, today, the Houston Texans walked into U.S. Bank Stadium today, and Blake Cashman, Jonathan Grenard, Kamara Grugier-Hill was standing at the line, and they were standing. And when they walked in, they were automatically told them, "Go out there and bring me something back in here because I'm getting ready to tell you a new one." And that's basically what happened today, folks. This game, and this game. This was not the game that I anticipated seeing today. This was not the game I'm sure that D'Amico Ryans had anticipated seeing today. You know, I heard some quarters the Texans wasn't ready to play today. You can say that, okay, they lost, and sometimes you lose, and you at a point that things start rolling downhill, and you can't correct them. That was what happened today, because Kamara Grugier-Hill, started off the pattern errantly because C.J. Stroud threw one of his 2 interceptions today. Now, when I say 1 or 2 interceptions, in one game he threw 40. He's already gotten 40% of the interceptions he had thrown all last season. Now, nobody, and I am number one saying not expecting. CJ may not even get close to having that type of a passing performance as he had his rookie year. But the thing about it, and I stated earlier last year, there was some interception that probably should have been added to the total, did not get added to the total. But today they got added to the total. And so he's gotten 40% of his interceptions from last year. He threw it in this game. And as I stated, Kamara Grugier-Hill started it off. And from there it just went downhill, and it went downhill quick. Sam Darnold, who a lot of folks have been waiting, he was supposed to have been the savior in the New York Jets. And there, Sam Darnold looked like I basically had to keep going back and looking. Is this Sam Darnold? Yep, that was Sam Darnold. Matured a little bit with some facial hair and everything. But anyway, the Sam Darnold. This was not the Sam Darnold that you saw for the New York Jets in the prior team. This was a totally different Sam Darnold today. This was a team and a defense that was ready to go. Oh, by the way, Jonathan Grenard, 3 sacks today by himself, total of 5. And and I wish to say I was not expecting that performance from him today. Oh, but I was. Because I had spoken to both of the Texans tackles early in the week and was trying to gauge them who was going to be dealing with the lion's share of him today. It really didn't matter because he was coming from everywhere, and he was coming with a man on a mission. And oh, by the way, he was coming because of the fact that, so y'all didn't think I was worth extending a contract, huh? Okay, not a problem. I got paid, but since you decided to disrespect me, I'm gonna get ready to disrespect you and all of y'all, and I'm gonna do it in front of all these folks in front of US Bank Stadium today. He collected 3 sacks by himself today. But be quite candid with you, CJ Stroud was running for his life today. It was one of those situations. Things got out of hand, and when that snowball got rolling, folks, it kept right on rolling. And there are certain games after you look at it, you say just burn the tape. No, the Texans need to see this game. They need to go back and sit down and watch this game from the beginning to the end. And I'm gonna tell you why. Last week they won 12 penalties, 115 yards. Oh, they did improve this week. They only committed 11 penalties this week, but they lost. And one of those penalties, Donnell Hunter, I think has been an outstanding addition to the defensive line. But he accounted for one of those penalties today with a roughing the passing penalty. But basically, he went low on Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold had to go out for a play or two because because you can't hit the quarterback below the knee, below the waist. You just can't do it. They are porcelain figures out there now, and we have one here. CJ Stroud. You don't want CJ being annihilated, but anyway, I think they tried to break the channel today. Jonathan Grenard tried to break the channel today because he was coming and he coming with a mission, and I know I asked CJ about particularly about him and Cashman because all of them were teammates this past year. What kind of greeting was he expecting? And you go out there on my X and on my Instagram and i.e. my show. ADMAX Corner YouTube because he wasn't sure what he knew they was gonna come to hit him because they hadn't had a chance to hit him all last year. Well, guess what? They made up for it this year. Jonathan Grenard made up for it all by himself. Overall, folks, what can you glean from this? What can the Texans glean for this? A, you better get the penalties straightened out because last week 12 penalties you won. This week 11 penalties and you lost. And that, you're not playing clean football. That more than anything else, I think it's going to really be hard for DeMeco Ryans and the Texans this week because apparently the message has not gotten through. Procedure penalties, jumping offside, all you name it. That was a potpourri of issues on as far as what happened to the Texans today. I mean, you name it, they did it, and you know what? There's no ifs, ands, and buts. There's no other way we can account for what happened to the Texans today. So, as I stated, they got carried to the woodshed. They got their behinds thoroughly kicked. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. They got embarrassed. So come back next week. Watch the film tomorrow. Go, get Tuesdays off. And get ready to come back Wednesday for practice and get ready for the Jacksonville Jaguar. And as DeMeco Ryans said in this post-game press conference, let's not make 1-2. I mean 2 on the negative side. Let's try to, when they finish next week against the Jacksonville Jaguar, the Texans need to come out 3-1 as opposed to 2-2. Because that's the one part of the ledger you don't want to be consistent on. Not this team, not with the capabilities and the viability and what everybody's expecting this team to look like. So, that's pretty much it, folks. I'm not gonna try to put a Chanel dress on this pig. I'm not gonna spray no $500 perfume on it. I'm not gonna put no culture pearls on it. It's still gonna be a swine. I'm still gonna put this boy in the cleaning trough. For those of you who understand that. You understand. Those of you that have been in the country by putting a pig in a cleaning trough and feed them nothing but corn, getting them ready for slaughter. Yeah, well, this one we'll slaughter this one, but you're gonna have to take a look at what precipitated, what caused, what was the action reaction cause to inept play because the Texans had inept play today. They were determined. So I take my hat off to the guys. It was. I anticipated the Cashman play today. I had forgotten that Gruger Hill was at Minnesota, and it didn't occur to me. But he was here about 3 years ago, but the fact I knew Cashman and Grenard, JG had been here, and I knew that was going to be. That was an anticipation. That was like I don't even know if those guys even slept well last night. They may not have slept well, but they darn sure played well today. So hats off. Any positives about this game? No. Not when you get your behind kicked like this. There's nothing positive about this game at all. Because I'm going back. I'm gonna harp on this. 12 penalties last week, you won. Wasn't clean. 11 penalties today, and you lost. If this is consistency, then if I'm extrapolating this, that means you're supposed to only have 10 penalties next week, and you come out a winner. I tell you what, I think the Texans can come back being a winner next week, but they need to leave all the penalties. Leave whatever else they have left. I hope they leave them up in U.S. Bank Stadium, up in Minneapolis. Go out to the Mall of America. Fly over drop them off, put them in in one of the in one of the businesses out there, leave them out there at the Mall of America, and just come on in and just take your medicine. Again, going back to that scenario, what I open with about when that discipline. Sometimes you got to come in there and take that big spoon of castor. Yeah. Well, this time you didn't the Texans didn't want to take that big spoon of castor, but guess what? They held their nose and forced it down their throat, and they made them swallow it. And in fact, they gave them not only one big spoon, they gave them several big spoons of castor. And so they ought to be good and shall we say, cleaned out by the time this is all said and done. But hey, at the end of the day, that was only one game. Let's make it just. Hopefully, the Texans they'll learn from this and they'll profit from this. I stated at the beginning of the year, I think the Texans will go 11-6. Well, okay. Now you only have 5 other games. Just don't do that. Just don't get this one back to back. I don't want to. I don't think either one of us want to look at it like this. But again, tell you what, this is your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore, getting ready to sign off. If y'all wondering where I'm at, I'm out on the West Coast for the time being, since my oldest granddaughter had a party and G Pop had to come wish her happy birthday, and plus the son is getting a promotion in the Navy. So I'm happy for all of that. I am ecstatic. I am a proud father and a grandfather. So it was fun watching. It was fun watching the game from afar at a sports bar, to be in that ambiance. I enjoyed the camaraderie with the people I had a chance to sit around with and just chop it up with. It was not fun watching this game evolve. At that part wasn't fun, but you know what? Hey, at that point, I can be just a fan, accept it for what it is. It's just one loss, and we're gonna take it like that. So next week, Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, noon, NRG Stadium. Your man Adolphus A.D. Moore will be reporting from there, Lord willing, and I'm allowed to get up and see another sunrise to another sunset. Plan on being there and giving you actual and having post game comments from the locker room myself, and hopefully as we get down to the year, some of those having comments, being able to disseminate those comments myself on the road as well, as part of the travel plan that we have for the ADMAX Corner on the Houston Roundball Review. If you have not, by the way, if you have not subscribed to the ADMAX Corner channel, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. And if you're watching on the Houston Roundball Review channel, go over there and subscribe and jump back over here. Anyway, subscribe on both of them, folks. I appreciate it. Thank you. Lord willing, have a good rest of your day and a good rest of your evening. And this is your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore, signing off from somewhere where the sun's still shining, somewhere not quite over the rainbow, Dorothy. But anyway, a little humor. You got to laugh at this one, folks, because that's the only thing you can do. When you've had your tail kicked like this today, hey, take it like a man and keep on going. I'm out of here. Ciao, folks. We're done. This is the signing off from beautiful, overlooking the terrain and looking out on the mountainous area. I'm calling this one a quit. This puppy is done. This pig is a pig, still a pig, even with the lipstick on. I'm out, folks. Ciao.